Where would you like to start?
What do you reckon? Start with the Razorbill?
Start with helping me up on this flight deck. Stuck in this well.
Where are you?
Underneath the aircraft lift. Help!
Oh, well, good luck. I think you need to jump over the side and swim around the back.
Oh no, the lift will come down now. Here it comes.
Yeah, just stand there and I've seen
What could
that
possibly go wrong?
Indiana Jones movie. It's great.
Yeah. Crash compactor scene.
Battle stations. Battle stations. Man is spotted, bearing 335, hot.
Hello viewers and welcome to the bridge of the carrier, and it's raining, and we thought we would give you a little talk about Carrier Command 2 aircraft, including this one that's out here flying for no obvious reason. Bred, why is this flying?
Oh, well, it looks nice.
I see.
Yeah.
This is Bredroll, one of our ace operators,
Hello.
and Kazzik, who appears to have run off in the lift. And of course my name is Thumblegudget. And has anyone seen the captain?
I am on the elevator.
Have you and Kazzik
Aircraft
gone down to
lift.
the hangar?
Yes, we are there.
Right, I'll come down the stairs and see you there.
I wonder if I can get in there.
Welcome to the hangar deck. We have flight operations going on, as you can see. Fairly unorthodox flight operations going on.
There, I can see you.
You have the ball.
These things don't float very well, do they?
Negative. How about you land that and then come down here and we'll talk about some aeroplanes.
That sounds like a very good idea.
Okay guys, Razorbill. What do we think of the Razorbill?
It's cute.
I like
It's
the
lots of fun.
size disparity. Like we've got a huge cannon on one side and a tiny missile on the other.
Don't make fun of the size of its missile. It's not really in control of that.
I like when you load it up with torpedoes.
Yes, the thing I like about them is you can get them on and off the deck pretty quickly compared with fixed wing. So if you want to get weapons out and get the aircraft back on the carrier really quickly, then this is your aircraft. And it doesn't care about the sea state so much.
They're
Yeah,
very
yeah.
nimble.
You have to be really unlucky to crash one of these landing.
It
Oh, you have to
can
say it.
happen in rough seas if the carrier hits a swell and it comes up very quickly. I have seen it happen, but quite rare. They're an excellent autocannon platform. So if you've got a good pilot, you can mop up a 1 or 2 shield island very quickly with these.
Yes, I would say that's the way to master flying these, is to get a couple of autocannon on this thing and just go out and try clearing an island with it.
They do have a couple utility slots, so they can mount flare launchers, which really helps with its survivability against swordfish or needlefish.
Yeah, they're one of these aircraft, you look at them and you say, oh, they've only got 2 slots. So you sort of underestimate what they can do, but they're really quite capable, aren't they? It's the utility slots and just that flexibility. And really, really nimble in the air.
Also, another potential excellent use is a rocket pod platform. you put a couple rocket pods on this, flare launchers, and it can clear out swordfish and needlefish pretty effectively.
Yep. Cool. So moving on down the hangar then, shall we have a look at this baby? Quite a bit bigger. What do we think of the Albatross?
This is your go-to recon platform.
Well, it is with this interesting new big donut on the top.
Yes, so this is the version with the AWACS, because we're using the AWACS mod. So we've got the AWACS radar on this aircraft, which makes sense because it's a long wing. This aircraft's built for endurance. It's probably got the longest endurance of any aircraft in the game, and it will go a long way and carries a gimbal platform. It's a very steady platform for that.
That being said, it is relatively defenseless. It has no utility slots, so you cannot use flares or anything like that. So it can be vulnerable to anti-aircraft missiles.
Yes, this is quite an unusual configuration for it because it's set up for ground attack, close-in ground attack with those autocannons, which you can do, but honestly you want to avoid being shot at in this aircraft. I would say it's made of paper. Shots will tear it to pieces, and missiles will you can't dodge them very well.
It's also a bigger cross-section for a target compared to, say, the Razorbill.
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
You stand a pretty good chance of being shot out of the sky by ground units with this, even if they're not the Sea-Wiz ones. If there's enough of them and you're low enough, it can really scratch the paintwork.
Yep.
Granted, this loadout is actually the default loadout for the Albatross as it's set up initially.
Yep. And the first thing that we always do is change it. But you can do bombing from this aircraft very well. It'll do it. It's just as a scout it's pretty good, but the Manta pretty much eclipses it in everything else.
One of my favorite loadouts with this is using the laser-guided missiles. And you can send this to recon a 1 or 2 shield island that doesn't have any Navy protecting it. And you can use those laser-guided missiles and kill any aircraft that are in the hangar on the ground. So that's one of my favorite uses of its weapon pylons.
Yeah.
It's also one of the more easy planes to kind of barnstorm the hangar after you've done that too.
Yeah. It's best, as you were saying, Bob, it's best as an aircraft for loitering. Same with TV missiles. You can have this aircraft loitering nearby, and it'll loiter with a radar, it'll loiter with standoff munitions, and it's just brilliant for that. Right, aircraft number 3. Okay, aircraft number 3. This is the Petrel. Thoughts on the Petrel, guys?
Of the fleet.
Oh yeah.
So on this particular model, we've got mounted the gimbal gun. So you can spot enemy units with this. It doesn't have quite as big a zoom as the gimbal camera. However, you can shoot things with it. This is a pretty good platform for it because it's a very nice, stable airframe. It should be noted that Petrel also has the highest armor rating in the game. Yes, there is armor rating of all the different vehicles, and the Petrel has, as far as I know, the highest. So it can resist ground, small caliber ground fire fairly well, actually, especially if you're at the kind of extreme range.
The thing about the Petrel that sets it apart from all the others is its ability to carry stuff.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
can suddenly go from being a relatively defenseless but in quite an easy target to someone that's just taken over an island without you expecting them.
Yeah, so my favourite thing about the Petrel is that it's easy to underrate what it can do. You look at it and you think, oh, you can take stuff on and off the ship, and yeah, it'll take more punishment than the Razorbill, and it can carry more weapons. But when you realise that this thing will take a vehicle 2 islands away, and it can do a mission and it can come back carrying a vehicle, that means all of a sudden there are so many possibilities for what you can do with this aircraft, and that's why it's definitely my favourite vehicle in the game.
You can think of it as the special forces transport of the game.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's a really stable gun platform compared with the Razorbill. It'll soak up punishment, so you can make mistakes and get hit from time to time. And yeah, you can fly this thing really low and avoid being seen as well, with a vehicle underneath. So I absolutely love this thing. Right, which means aircraft number 4, the hot ship, the Manta.
The Top Gun.
The Top Gun, indeed. It's the aircraft that is the fastest, it's the hardest to hit, the hardest to shoot down, and it's the aircraft that is the bee's knees when you first start playing the game. It's pretty good. It sort of earns that reputation, I think. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I agree. It's very versatile as well. This one we're looking at here is set up for anti-air interceptor mode. It does have a gimbal camera for spotting any adversaries, but it's also got 3 air-to-air missiles and 2 cannons for dogfighting. It's very versatile.
And in the vanilla game, it also has the ability to equip the AWACS radar. So it just has a lot going for it already. That's why we added the mod to remove the AWACS from it and put it on the Albatross instead.
Yes, it's worth saying that even without the AWACS radar on it, it's still probably the most lethal vehicle in the game that we've used, especially against other carriers.
Yes,
Simply because of its the speed. You know, it's the moment you see them, you've got to make your mind up what you're going to do. You can't just think, will they go away? You've got less than a minute.
Yes, an experienced crew flying a wing of Mantas can take out a carrier with very little difficulty, so the challenge in the game is often not letting your enemy get to that point. These things are just really dangerous.
And in the vanilla game, they actually can outrun the air-to-air missiles, can't they? So it's not even a sure thing firing SAMs from the ship.
Yeah, absolutely.
But this other one is set up in a ground attack role with 5 bombs. So it is very lethal against ground targets, specifically the carrier.
So yeah, we have 4 medium bombs and a heavy bomb by the looks of it on this one. Right, Bred, did you want to do your thing flying these?
Yeah, okay. Everyone go over to the lift and I will queue some things up for takeoff.
Great. So viewers, we'll show you these things flying.
Okay, I've queued up one of each in a semi-random order.
Great, you can give us a little air show.
Oh, it's got the
indeed.
weather for it.
Okay, so I've actually got the hold on deck button still pressed, so I can launch it. You just have to say the word.
Right, I'll remove my head from the rotor disc. Okay. Well, I just saw some lightning, I think, so go for it.
Here we go. So now the lift will go down and we can get the next aircraft.
Could have picked a nicer day for this, couldn't we, guys?
Okay, Manta ready for takeoff.
And away she goes. Right, thought I'd turn the lights on. You're such a show-off, Bred.
But what do you think I'm doing? I hope that Manta is on autopilot, on just a very low one.
Blimey.
Ah. Yes, very low autopilot.
I saw a helicopter just fly into the crane. So what we've established is that these aircraft operate in all weathers. And they will let maniacs fly them.
They don't let maniacs land them, unfortunately.
No, apparently not.
Is that Kazzik?
Maybe.
Hang on,
I can say
I'm on
something.
finals. Okay. Cutting the engine.
Bounce, bounce, bounce.
Oh,
Stop! Oh, that's hilarious.
that.
That's what we have for a high-level overview of the basic aircraft, the Carrier Command 2.
Yep. And as you can see, they're a lot of fun. And we are professionals.
You've stopped. It's.
You can save it. It's still good.
Yeah, we're actually driving into the wind.
Okay, call the ball, Bob.
You want to be driving with the wind.
Do you?
Into it. On my way.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
into
wait,
the
you're
wind.
right, you're right, you're right.
Undercarriage, undercarriage, wave off.
You might. You've.
And
You
that's
did.
how we do it.
You did it. Uh oh.
Oh. I have to keep holding the back button so I don't.
Okay, you're
off.
reversing.
Go full speed. You might take off again.
Oh.
Oh, what happened?
I've been shot.
Sweeping parties, man your brooms.
We almost want someone to be the landing signal officer, don't we?
That's me. I was asking him to call the ball. Please do not shoot the LSO. Half-life intensifies. Mind the paintwork.
You bombing the barge.
Miss.
See if you can land on the barge, Kazzik.
That's rough.
That's it, looking good.
Waiting for the explosion.
No, I got it. Granted, I can't hold still. There we go.
Skidding around a bit.
Wow, well done. Don't move, don't move, don't move. Stay there.
Well, it's not up to me, it's up to the waves.
Oh, the barge is fine. Okay, whilst various parts of the ship are on fire, yep, that's the ambience we wanted with stuff being on fire.
What a great segue to go into the repair video.
I don't think you have the authority, Captain.
Not my server. Who took my key?
Not guilty. Okay, well that video started informative and I'm not sure where it went, but that's our aircraft, everybody, and what they shouldn't be used for.
See you out there on the seas.
See you out there on the sea. We need some kind of signing off thing. That I was thinking see you out there was pretty good, and then you're like on the seas. I was like,
See you out there.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, I can't think of anything.
You'll never see us coming.
yeah, look behind you.
Way is a bit cliche, isn't it?
Just close this. That is the boom boom hatch, everybody.
Instead of valued viewers, it could be valued targets.
Anyway, we will see you in the next video, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.